Good evening to everyone, friends. It's a very good news that all of us are reading in newspapers that on a daily basis we are sending away 10 to 5,000 people, illegal immigrants out of a country. I'd like to speak on that, friends. In the year 2017, I think 8 to 9 years back, I was addressing an international conference in Singapore. On my panel, I had two cabinet ministers, retired cabinet ministers of Bangladesh. They shared stage with me. We all said our piece, and after the conference, during dinner, they asked me a question that really threw me off guard. They said, "You are from India, and you have the most powerful prime minister like Narendra Modi, but you are allowing Rohingyas to come into your country." And they also added something. They said that we are a Muslim country, but we don't allow Rohingyas in our country. We want to always ensure that they leave our country because we think Rohingyas are cruel people. How come your country is accommodating them? I was seriously so upset because I knew very well this was the doing of non BJP governments over the years. But in short sentence, I mentioned that much to them. But today, we will really see what we have, what the country really seriously deserves is a good country with no illegal immigrants, and we are there. Now, friends, we know that a little bit of a history. We know that our country has 15,000 kilometers as international borders, and we share it with Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, and also China. Now, out of these 15,000 kilometers, 4,068 kilometers are quite sensitive, and this area is the Indo-Bangladesh border, partly shared by West Bengal and Assam. I remember a few years ago when I was addressing the College of Defense Management. The chief of staff there said that, "Ma'am, in 2011 there was a census carried out, and we know that West Bengal has 1.8 million illegal immigrants. That is 18 lakh illegal immigrants. Imagine that is 2011 census. Imagine now we carry out the 2026 census. What the number would be?" Now, the moot point everybody knows that historically, the governments that were non BJP governments had no interest in our country, ensured that these people, illegal immigrants, just poured into our country through the porous borders. As you know, that the international borders are not quiet, my friends. There's always an invisible war happening there. There's illegal infiltration, there is narcotics trafficking, then we also have illegal constructions. As some of you who read about China and India relations, we know a lot of illegal construction is happening without our knowledge. And unfortunately, the non BJP governments allowed everyone to come inside because they were a vote bank. Everybody knew that these people were the vote bank. Not only that, under TMC, what they have done is they have legalized the illegal immigrants and have given them Aadhaar cards. The third point, which really can have us boiling in anger, is the how would I say, TMC not cooperating us to build the fence, the much required fence for our country. So, friends, we have as I mentioned, let's say 4,068 kilometers is the border, out of which 1,650 already has a fence. And out of the 865 kilometers that doesn't have a fence, there has been a survey that was conducted, and they said that 112 kilometers is not conducive to constructing any kind of a fence because of water, marshy area, forest area being there. But what about the 456 kilometers that TMC should have allowed us to build? So TMC has not allowed us to build the uh, fence, number one. And in the longest time, in so many years, it could allot only 77 kilometers. All the time claiming land acquisition was a problem. And all through this time, our Home Minister Amit Shah ji was writing personal letters requesting for the fence to be built. I believe he wrote something like 10 letters. And the Home Secretary sitting in Delhi met the Chief Secretary in West Bengal, Kolkata, several times to ensure that this fence will be built. But no, nothing happened. So the point is, we know now very vehemently they have obstructed the security of our country, TMC, and we are today free, and we are really happy to notice that once BJP government was installed and has taken the state into our hands, Mr. Suvendu Adhikari, who's the chief minister, within a week granted 600 hectares of land, 600 hectares of land to BSF to build the border fence. He is also building detention centers. See the contrast, how TMC was and how the previous governments were, and what is our government trying to do. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. I'm sure a lot of good days are in store for West Bengal, and Sonar Bangla definitely is going to be not a dream anymore, but a reality.